Steve.
It's Thomas Alva Edison.
That's what the show's recorded on.
It's his little wax tube recorder.
Little cylinders.
Did you wake up Steve Blatter and tell him that?
I sure did, and I've already been working on the other issue.
What's the other issue?
Just your chair thing. Minor, but I'm taking care of all that stuff.
What chair issue?
That's no big deal.
I know,
that's a request for a better chair. Who cares?
Yeah. I know, but I've already done it.
I'm not going to blow everything out of proportion.
Going from this to the chair, Steve, keep the chair out of it.
Yeah,
it's
really.
almost like, hi, we're in a firefight and running out of ammo, and I need a new potato peeler.
Yes.
They're not
I'm getting the flag stickers for your helmets sent to you.
Yeah, exactly.
They're not I know.
We're under mortar attack, and we need some air cover. And by the way, I need a sock.
And just to explain, these couches in here are the worst couches ever to sit on, and this has nothing to do with Sirius. XM bought those for us, and they sucked, and we told them they sucked from day one. But there's a really comfortable lounge chair over there. So I said, Steve, go get the lounge chair. Yeah. So that's not an issue.
No, it's not. It's not.
It's our chair, and we're going to bring it over. Who cares?
Were you in here last night doing your show, Priorities Wrong?
No, Jim.
So we have a bandwidth problem. No one can hear the show. Yes, I put in the thing for shinier keyboards. They'll be here shortly. What? The cup holders you requested will be here in 6 weeks.
That I'm right on it.
So what did Blatter say?
Hasn't called me back yet.
What you left a message?
I'm going to keep calling him, and I've sent emails because God forbid you don't put everything in writing. I hope so.
So he didn't answer his phone? No. I sent him an email, too.
Okay. All right.
Oh, my God.
I keep calling.
Oh, brother.
This is just more piled on.
And if you can't get him,
people
I
are
want some
confused.
Windex for the studio
Blue
windows.
Healer writes, nobody uses my cubicle when I go home for the day.
Yeah, right?
Just imagine that. You got you got your space at work, and then the next day when you go to work, everything's different.
There's other people's babies' pictures up on your cubicle.
Would that infuriate you, or what?
Your computer's different. You had Windows, there's Mac in there now. It's just...
And the head of security has been contacted to inquire about the video feeds to find out who was in the studio.
Ah, fabulous, Fester. Oh, my God.
Wow.
It's just more insanity.
He comes in with a chair set. What is he talking about?
And I'm working on the chair.
I'm working on that other major problem. It's a chair that's just sitting at our old joint.
It was pretty much like, if you have time, look to see if our old chairs that we used to sit in are laying around. If they are, see if in time they can be brought over.
That's exactly what I said.
The microphone problem is, oh, my God, we immediately need this fixed.
Yeah, the listeners never complain. We want the guys to have comfy chairs. They don't care if we're sitting on 4-foot dicks.
I would.
Certainly would, too.
I hate a short little cock like that.
Steve. Yes. The multicolored styrofoam cups are on their way. They're being shipped from Ronkonkoma. But, Steve, the processing is off. What is processing?
Yes, I'm in the process of getting new cups.
What did he say yesterday? He came in with some urgent thing.
Yeah,
I forgot
he needed
already.
to let you know that Colin Quinn was aware.
Oh, yeah, he goes, Colin Quinn's finishing up on Howard's show, and he's aware that he's doing your show. And I'm like, or our show, excuse me. And I'm like, all right. Why did you have to come in?
Colin has become aware.
Like it was an urgent message. What do you... And he has his Bluetooth and his pads and everything else he's carrying these days. Colin Quinn's aware. Aware of what?
Self-discovery, I think he means. He now has awareness. It's an existential discussion happening.
The fuck does that mean? He's aware.
No, I'm asking, where is he? He's aware.
Oh, I meant to say he's a bear. It's like the old question: if a man's in a closet and he yells and no one hears it but mothballs, and the guy's cocky sucking.
Is he really producing?
Jesus Christ.
Why do we continue to be treated like shit? I don't get it. I go home and I try to figure it out.
It's just a complete lack of any, I don't even want to use the word respect, because I don't give a shit about that part of it.
I don't care much about that anymore either.
It's a different thing. It's kind of,
we just get stepped on over and over again.
Yeah. I guess it's, they want it to be more like real work and stuff. They want it to be like, a job where you come in and you're like, this is your job. Because it was much too much fun to come in and entertain people and have a good time. So they got to just cheese it up with some fucking bullshit.
I'm not going to spread the wildfire, trust me. But when this was all going down with the merger and we're coming over here, we were promised a bunch of stuff. None of those have come true.
No, I know.
And I'll just say that much for now.
Yeah,
I just want them to know that I'm aware that
you're aware.
What was said to us.
Yes, Opie's aware.
I just want the person that told us all this stuff that should be done with us. None of it is happening.
My eye
None of
is
it.
twitching.
None of it.
The corner of my right eye is actually clicking and twitching now.
I have information on who was here last night. No, the Visine you needed. I'm getting it for your Twitch. Boo. That was the worst piece of information ever.
Boo. I just laughing because Steve is now wandering down the hall with
Scrolling.
I think he's talking to himself for real. Just hold your full thought because I think he might have an update. He just had a fake phone up to his head, and I think he was talking to himself.
He's actually trying to do looking for security cam footage and edit out him walking into the men's room with a drill.
Were you just talking to yourself?
I don't know, was I?
I'm not aware.
You have an update?
Yeah, nobody was authorized to use the studio.
That's wonderful.
Mm-hmm. The only people that are authorized to use the studio are the Opie and Anthony Show and Ron and Fez. The Blue Collar Comedy Channel, NASCAR, or the NFL Channel were not in this studio, and even though they were on the grid, were taken out, and we're not permitted to use the studio.
Well, somebody turned
so why is Anthony's mic different?
Knob to make it sound like a tin can.
Doesn't mean that people weren't in the studio, and that's why I am asking the head of security to find out who was here.
Who's coming in.
All right. So those guys were booked but didn't actually do the show.
Correct.
Okay. Maybe you bitched and then he went, all right, moved.
Oh, okay. Right.
Well, maybe that's a good thing.
Maybe.
Oh, I'm sorry. By the way, we had another update from Sam.
Oh.
A Steve update from Sam, but I guess Sam gave up because we've been bitching.
Oh, damn.
Because the Steve thing is hilarious. What, Danny?
This was, I guess, after the first time and before the second time he came in the studio.
Yeah.
He went to Sam and just goes, what are they talking about, water?
Wait, what?
That's when Ant was talking about his pool problems.
Oh God. Yes, I'm on it with Steve Blatter about the pool.
Is he losing his mind? I swear to God, I saw him walking down the hall.
You talk
like
about
it
like it's still happening.
It's still...
He was walking down the long hall, and it looked like he was talking to someone. Like, oh, okay, he must be on the phone with Blatter. And then I looked closer, and I'm like, oh my God, he's taking an imaginary phone call. His hand was up to his ear, but there was nothing in his hand.
No phone?
No, and he was talking.
Yeah, he's. I think he's lost his mind.
For real?
Yeah, I think maybe. I think maybe lost his mind. Holy macaroni!
All right, we're gonna break.